Hey, John, what's going on in the real estate market today? What's going to happen next year? Are we going to have another bubble? Stay tuned and find out. Hey, everybody, John Sump here at the Home Brokerage. I get a lot of questions everywhere I go from clients to friends and family, even strangers in the grocery store when I'm wearing my shirts about what's going on in the real estate market. So I want to do a video today just on where we're at, where we've been, and where all the economists say we're headed. Okay? So, according to NAR's demographic and behavioral specialist, home sellers have historically moved when something in their lives changed, a new baby, a marriage, divorce, or a new job. But the pandemic has impacted everyone, and as for for many, this became an impetus to sell and make a housing trade. The pandemic likely spurred occupants to shorten their home stay as tenure in the home decreased to 8 years from 10 years, according to this report, the largest single year change in home tenure since NAR began collecting the data. Today's homeowners are staying in their houses for an average of 8 years. If you look back to going all the way back to 1985, see there at the bottom, that it was about 5 to 6 years. Stayed 6 years for a long time. We had one year that was 7, but 6 years for a couple of decades. Then it started creeping up in the mid 2000s, going into the second decade of the 2000s, 7, 8, 9 years, got all the way up to 10. Now, if you'll notice, 2021, it's dropped to 8 years, biggest drop in history. So basically, the pandemic, delayed plans for a lot of Americans, homeowners looking to move to the next stage of their life are no exception. A recent survey data suggests the majority of prospective sellers are actively preparing to enter the market this winter. So, most of the time when people are selling their houses, they ask me when's the best time to go. And usually, traditionally, it's always been in the spring. Springtime has always been the number one time when people put their house on the market. There's most inventory for buyers to choose from. But with this new data, we're going to have to cross that out because according to NAR researchers, this winter is when people are going to start putting their houses on the market and continue through spring. Normally in January, February, March, we see a decrease in activity, but which I'll show you in a couple slides ahead, but this time it's going to be the winter. According to their survey, the majority of sellers entering the market in the next year plan to list in the next 6 months. 65% have just listed or plan to list this winter, while 93% have already taken steps towards listing their home, including working with an agent. And 36% have already researched the value of their home in their neighborhood, as well as started making repairs and decluttering. So listings did rise for the second week in a row, with our recent survey of data suggesting that a growth share of homeowners are potentially sellers eager to find new homes. There's a reason to believe this may be the start of a welcome trend, especially as the move into the colder months come. And that's according to Realtor.com's chief economist. So this here's our local data, which I want to show you. This is for just Stockton and Lodi. And if you'll notice, the light green is homes for sale, the dark green is homes for sold, the red line is homes that went into escrow, but the blue line is homes that are currently coming on the market as listed. You'll notice that over here, this time last year, we were seeing new homes really significantly decreasing, going beneath the pending homes, while sales were going up, the actual solds. Throughout the year, we've seen this little up and down, which is traditional, but now it's crossed the line again as of October, which is a little earlier than last time, with only 252 homes coming on the market in November compared to 333 going under escrow, with about 340 going for going sold. Sorry about that. Anyways, the interest rate. What's going on with the interest rate? So mortgage rates are holding steady heading into the Thanksgiving holiday as of November 24th. Despite the noise around the economy, inflation, monetary policy, mortgage rates, volatility, we're still right around 3.1% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which is, great news. This is from the Freddie Mac's chief economist. Mortgage rates over the last 2 years have been, as you can see, we started at 3.7 and have come, everybody thinks that, we go to 4%, that's a lot, but it's really not. And it's just been bouncing around, got to the bottom in, January of 21, and now it's just been bouncing all over the place ever since. Currently at 3.1. But I want to give you a little bit of perspective. This is what we've been going back as far as 2016. 2016, you can see we're just under 4, came to just over 4. 2017, from just over 4, ended just under 4. So we've been staying right around this range the whole time until we got to 2020. Once we got to 2020, it was a steady decline all the way down to into the 2 point something, which is just ridiculous. And we have this year seen a little bit of movement up, but we're still hovering right around this 3% mark. But as you can see, historically, going all the way back to 1989, the interest rate has not impacted sales ever. As you can see, these red lines is when the interest rates rose, and as it rose, sales rose. Look here, sales rose. This is right around the crash time right here. So it doesn't really affect it if you're looking to buy or sell. It does change a little bit for your payment, but you're still going to get the same house, just with a different interest rate and a different price. Mortgage rate projections. This is what they're all projecting. Oh, let me get back here. There we go. According to the main people, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Broker Association, and the National Association of Realtors, for 2022, we're looking to stay still between 3.3 and 3.7. So 3 to 4%, somewhere in that range, which is still a great interest rate for, all intents and purposes. So to put this context matters for purchase demand, the economy is improving and millennials continue to age into their prime home buying years in large numbers. So the context remains good for the housing market, according to the chief economist at First American Title. Home price forecasts. So this is what, everybody's asking me about this bubble, and everybody's asking me, they see on the news, housing's crashing. I don't know where the mainstream media gets their news from, but it's not reality. According to Fannie Mae, we're looking at another 7.4% increase this year. Freddie Mac is 7%. Mortgage Brokers Association is 5.2. And even NAR is all the way down here at 2.8, but they're all going up, with an average of 5%, 5.1% over 2022. This is our area, Stockton Lodi market, going back till mid last year, 920. We're at 226 per square foot sold. Look at all this increase we did here. Where's my mouse? There it is. Going up. We have a little bit of a dip from October to November. We'll keep tracking that, see how it goes. But we've been on this steady incline. As more homes come on the market, you will see this start to go down a little bit, but it's not a crash. Home sales forecast to increase this year and perform well again in 2022. If you look at this here, Fannie Mae in the orange, Freddie Mac in the gray, NAR in the green, and the Mortgage Broker Association in the blue, they're expecting this year to perform very well with how many homes sell. This is actual number of homes sold. For 2020, there was 6.5 million homes sold. So we're expected to beat 2020 again. This here is the median in our area, the median sold price, going back to, again, September of 2020. At 375 was our median at that time. You fast forward to this year at 921, it was 450. So that's, a $75,000 increase in the value of your home in 1 year. just unheard of. So I do expect that to slow down just a little bit. So here's what's going on as far as what is it a seller's market, is it a buyer's market? People ask a lot. This is the definition of a buyer in a seller's market. If it's less than 6 months, it is a seller's market. Over 6 months, it's buyer's market. We have not been a buyer's market since around 2010, 11, maybe 12ish. When things started coming down here, this is the seller's market that's been going on. Okay. What does that look like in our area exactly? Well, let's go back. First, they're saying that we're about almost 3 months supply here. If you look at our given area, we're a little bit different. So right now, as of November of this year, last month, we were at just under a month supply. We got up to 1.1 month supply, so that's a month and 3 days. But it's been going all over the place from last year till now. We're almost equivalent to where we were last year. We had a huge drop last Christmas time of only a 2 week supply, and then it just steadily came back up, 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 and now we're back to almost a 1 month supply. So we are seeing more inventory come, but we're not being slammed with it yet, but we are anticipating a lot more inventory coming in the next 3 to 6 months. So this is what we're looking at. If you bought a home this year, the average person that buys a home this year in January, you're going to see this type of increase over the next 5 years, and this is according to all the information gathered together. This is what they're anticipating is going to happen over the next 5 years, so going all the way into January 2026. So you should see, on average, across the nation, over $100,000 equity in build your home over the next 5 years, depending on where you're at. So anyways, I hope this has been good for you. If you ever have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to call me. The number's right here. And as always, make it a great day.